Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another episode of the True Narrative Commentary. I'm your host, Million Dollar Man Mark. For the longest time, I've been looking for the call where George reads gay sex ads on Craigslist, but I couldn't find it. However, randomly I found it and uploaded it last week. This call happened in the spring of 2018. Saunders had just gone on a live stream with Marty a few days prior, backstabbing George in the back. And up until this point, Saunders had been taunting the Goons about how Team GG was going to win the lawsuit, etc., since he was doing George's papers at the time. Once we found out who Saunders was, we started posting his charges for sex crimes with an underage boy and other things from his criminal record all over the internet. And here's a sidebar on Saunders, which will be relevant in a moment, but Saunders' crimes that George always talks about was a charge Saunders caught like 13 years ago or so for giving a blowjob to an 18-year-old named Zachary. Virginia law at the time stated that gay men could not perform sexual acts with each other until they were both 21, when the age of consent is 18 for heterosexuals. Saunders spent some time in Riverside Regional Jail doing law work appealing his case while he was incarcerated. Eventually, the Virginia State Congress abolished that rule for being discriminatory, and Saunders appealed his conviction and the guilty verdict was overturned. So when George says the boy was underage, that's BS. He was 18, just the law was biased towards gays at the time, and George is too stupid to understand that. Anyway, back to the subject at hand. Saunders didn't like that this stuff was being posted about him, so he approached Marty about a ceasefire. Marty said if Saunders went on a live stream with him and recorded calls with George, we'd stop. So Saunders flipped pretty much immediately. Saunders went on the live stream with Marty and gave a tell-all similar to the one that Marty and I did with Roger. Saunders said all of this kinds of stuff that George didn't have: running water, he shits in buckets, the house was in disarray inside, etc., etc. Which part of that was true, because George did not have running water at that time. George was furious and called Saunders shortly after. George recorded a tirade, but told Saunders about it before he posted it to his channel. Saunders egged him on, and George eventually put it up. The tirade is in my 2017-2018 tirade compilation, but I'll play it here since it's relevant to the call and some might have not seen it.
Here's addressing a certain paralegal that thinks that he knows so damn much about me when you don't know jack shit about me. We'll make this very short and very simple. M. Saunders, you think you know so much. Worry about your own problems. Worry about your weekend time that you've done in Riverside Regional Jail. Worry about the weekend time that you've done. Worry about your previous charges and the charges you had in New Kent County, harassing some lady in New Kent County. Worry about all that, okay? Don't be talking to these trolls about my business and making up stories saying that you know this about me and you know that I have no running water. You have no goddamn way, no goddamn clue to know how and what I do. Have no running water? Can you prove that? Can you fucking prove that? I'm a fat slob. Have you ever looked at yourself in the mirror? Weebles wobble and they do fall down. I picked you up when you're in your drunken stupor when they walk you down to your apartment. M. Saunders, fake paralegal that learned it in jail, learned his trait in jail, spending time fighting sodomy charges in jail that you said that you've won. They're still there. You haven't won squat. Suing the governor, the ex-governor, and the ex-lieutenant governor. Come on, man. Who are you fooling? When these trolls attacked you, you didn't like it. When these trolls came in your world, you didn't like it at all. Okay? And now you're going to go ahead, you're buddy, and you're a fountain of misinformation. You don't know a goddamn thing. You're making all these false accusations and these false things about me, and you don't know a goddamn thing about me. All you know is what I told you and what you think you know. It ain't much. So, you know what? You can sit here and say, make up stories that say that I've done this and I've done that. I've only known you for a few times. I saw an ad on Craigslist for a writer. I saw an ad on Craigslist as a writer former to write things and to create and write stuff. And that's all you were. Okay, you're no paralegal. You have no paralegal. You have no law license, and you say that you're working in a law firm. I seriously doubt that. And then you are oblivious to all these things that are going on right now, where clearly, you had 3 conversations with that fucker Marty McBitch about me, Barney McBitch, in 3 different conversations, and you think you can sit there and say and make up things about me, and I'm not going to say anything about it? Saunders, you are a clown, okay? You have no clue to know what you're talking about. M. Saunders, you got enough criminal activity to light up a Christmas tree. Previous criminal activity, okay? And your probation officer, well, let's say this. Your probation officer is keeping a keen eye on anything you do or say. And you're going to harass Kristen? You're going to harass Kristen? Kristen told you a thing or two. Kristen puts you in check, okay? So you can sit here and say whatever you want to say. But you're going to run your mouth off and spread a bunch of lies about me, defame me to these people, and you have no idea what the hell you're talking about. Not whatsoever. It's one thing that I have to deal with this ongoing onslaught from these clowns, but have somebody allegedly to stab me in the back here locally. You don't know a damn thing about me, okay? Worry about your own deal. Worry about your previous charges. Worry about trying to stay off heroin, a recovering heroin addict. Worry about that. And also go ahead and worry about not fucking up again. Because if you fuck up again, you're going to do some heavy prison time. Okay? You got enough on you already. So worry about your own problems and stay the hell out of my business and stop talking about a bunch of shit to these people about me when you have no idea what you're talking about. Not whatsoever.
After Saunders watched the video, he called George, and that's where this call picks up at.
You happy?
I enjoyed it.
I'm sure. Okay, that's twisted.
I just watched it with the whole family. We watched it downstairs.
That's twisted.
We enjoyed it.
Why would you enjoy that?
Well, your lighting was horrible. I mean, you continuously, you look down at the screen, look up and look away. And all you could do was cuss me out. You couldn't really do anything worthwhile.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's the moment that was the moment right there that that was the fucking moment right there. I think in a twisted way that it was on time. I don't like to tell my business but I felt like you had crossed the line. I felt like you had really crossed the line there.
There's a picture of a cow chewing cud.
Excuse me?
There's a picture, they're saying you can't pay the electric bill. There's a picture of a cow chewing cud.
What are you talking about?
I'm just looking at on the fan base here. Are you in the fan base still?
So they got it. Okay, well, no, I forgot all about that. I got to start flagging that one down, too.
But what's wrong with that one?
They both need to come down.
At this time, we weren't using Discord, so there was a Gorgeous George Show fan base page on Facebook where people would talk shit about George and share GG-related stuff. All the comments Saunders are reading are from the thread that was made for this live stream on that Facebook page.
What new? So what is the newest thing that they have about you?
I don't know, but I didn't see any other Facebook accounts, and I made sure I changed my security passwords and all that. So
you'll forget it.
No, I won't forget it.
See, now here's what I really think they've bugged your house. You need to go home tonight and look under the couches, look under the chairs, see if you find.
In order for them to bug my house, that means they would have had to come in my house, and I seriously doubt that.
They have that picture. They had that picture of you naked. They just blurred your penis out, and that's why it was there.
In March, we fed the George that we got a picture of him on his couch sleeping naked. George believed this despite having no proof that it existed minus the words of trolls. He was trying to figure out how it got up on the Facebook page, noticeably not denying that he sleeps naked on his couch.
No, that's not me. And I asked you to show it to me and send it to me.
I sent it. I tried to. And when I
haven't got it, and it's not me.
I told you.
And it's not me, and if it is me, they've got me blocked from it. And if it is, then by all means, because I will go off and I don't know who put it up there.
I told you. That's why I tried to call you. When I tried to send it to you, it blocked me too.
It's amazing. Must be. It's photoshopped. There's no doubt about that. It's photoshopped.
It's you on the couch. I mean, all the stomach and everything looks like yours.
It's not my stomach. It's not me.
It has a shade. It has a.
And if it is, then it's probably Josh Loyal doing that shit. And if Josh Loyal did it, I'll confront him. Josh Loyal has been in jail for 4 months now. I don't know what's going on.
Why is he in jail?
He's at Riverside as well. You didn't run into him in Riverside?
No.
Josh Loyal was a roommate of George's for a while before he got sent to prison. George owned 2 dogs, one being Cooper. When Josh got sent to prison, the dogs were still at George's house, so George kept them and didn't give him back when he got out. Later, he put one of the dogs to sleep because it bit its tail or something, according to George, and we all know what ended up happening to Cooper. I mean, Glenn.
That's where he is.
Why is he in jail?
I don't know. I don't know. Well, he's out now. I don't know where he's at. I got his animals, and I've had his animals for 4 months, and I've been taking care of them, and I'm tired of, he needs to come get them.
Oh. Yeah, the whole family watched your video.
Who's the whole family?
Me, Mikey, and Danny.
Okay.
They're saying you can't pay the electric bill.
Who's saying that?
Joseph Tonich.
This comment ended up being correct, as both George's water and electric got shut off at certain points towards the end of his time at the house for non-payment. I'd also like to give some recognition to the person who made that comment, Joseph Tonich, who passed away in 2020. He was pretty active, and it's always sad to see a goon go before George. When George found out about his death in one of the calls, he asked if Joseph died from a, quote, cock in his mouth. Typical Yardian thought, going straight to gay sex to mock someone's death just because they poke fun at you.
Yeah, whatever. I can't do this and I can't do that, of course. They have it's just the same old shit. So you think so they know that I'm upset. They know I'm upset at you, so they know I'm upset at you. Okay, that's good. I'm sure Marty's going to come out and do another fucking whatever he's going to do. He's going to do another report on that video, on a 4-minute video.
He might.
That is pathetic.
Marty might make another video.
Yeah, that's what he does. That's all he does. He's this influential man that sits here and is obsessed with me and about what I do.
It's Saturday, George. He's off work today.
No, so he doesn't have anything else better to do.
And why did you say it clearing the? You spelled Gorgeous George Show clearing all in capital letters, but the rest of it in the air again. That's lowercase letters.
Okay, well, whatever. I did whatever. That's how I do it. That's what I did. And what are you? Are you the spelling Nazi? Are you the grammar Nazi? What are you?
Well, that's kind of what I do, George.
You kind of what you do? Okay. Well, you're a grammar Nazi. Well, I don't care. Okay. Just whatever.
George could benefit from having a grammar Nazi follow him around. Better pay that person overtime because of George's 3rd grade English abilities. They'd even bond since their opinions on race and sexual orientation match up well.
A working toilet is on George's bucket list.
Yeah, I'm not in the least bit.
Was it filmed outside? Was he shitting in the bucket?
Entertained by that, or in the release bit,
Such an angry, bitter man. Sounds like a bucket shitter and victim of father butthole touching.
Yeah, well, that right there is fucking inappropriate material. That's Dewey Manlove, right?
Oh, no.
That comment was 100% written by Dewey Manlove, who was our first Photoshop professional, Inner Circle member, and made the background I use for these videos.
No, I haven't seen him.
Yeah, well, maybe his accountant's been knocked out, hopefully.
Why do you report everybody, George?
Goddamn right I report, because it's inappropriate.
Let's see here. Let's see if I can find some additional.
And they finally put Piss's picture on the channel, which is kind of interesting.
They have a picture of the outside of your house, people wearing biohazard bags and wearing biohazard gear. Imagine when Hoarders turns up and has to empty all these shit buckets out.
You know what? And again,
Bucket
what's the purpose?
shitter.
What's the purpose of telling me this? You know it's inappropriate.
There's a picture of you in your show with a bucket on top of your head that says "Poo goes here."
Well, how come I can't see all this?
I mean, I don't know.
Where is it at exactly? In the Facebook channel?
No, it's on some YouTube thing.
I don't know why George couldn't see the posts on Facebook, or why Saunders didn't tell him it was on the Facebook. We had the page locked so only members could see things, since George will report stuff for, quote, being inappropriate, aka making fun of him, which is not only unacceptable, and according to him, defamation, and on the tier of being criminal.
Okay. Well, so you can't send it to me because then it blocks you.
Yeah, apparently so.
Okay.
Let's
The appropriate thing would be to flag it. That would be the appropriate thing.
I mean, I can't sit here and flag all this shit. It's tons and tons of literary work. I bet you live in a dump in North Hollywood, California. An African elephant produces about 300 pounds of dung a day, or as a zookeeper calls it, one George Jared.
Fun note that this comment is about my channel's name. I had just created it and was putting stuff up, but didn't make the comment itself.
This is one of the most inaccurate U-term names out there. George account would have been closed, charged off, and sent to collections. All of those overdraft charges to Nacho Mamas and Daddy Rabbits.
That references to Nacho Mamas is going back in time. Nacho Mamas was a Mexican restaurant in Richmond owned by Raul Cantu. Someone on Something Awful said they had seen George there many times, so the early YouTube goons ran with it and constantly mocked George for eating all the food there every day. The other reference was to Daddy Rabbits, which is the strip club Kristen used to work at. Obviously known for their high-end strippers, since their claim to fame was having Kristen Ariel Connor self-proclaimed best daytime stripper in Richmond. It's also the place where the infamous Michael Saunders pants-splitting incident occurred.
George is a comedy expert. No one would exaggerate the situation of a bankrupt loser with $900 in the bank and 8 set shitty golf clubs.
You might have heard reference before to George's golf clubs, or better known as the bankruptcy golf clubs. When George filed his bankruptcy, he listed a set of golf clubs on his asset list as something of significant value. According to him, $200. If you look at pictures of George's house from the past, you can see those same golf clubs sitting on his porch for years, rusting away in the elements. Another example of how George lies to try and gain the system.
Comedy must be literal.
Let's put it this way. I like to see exactly what these fuckers do for a living.
He also won't be sleeping in his own house.
I bet you the majority of these fuckers are unemployed. How much you want to bet?
This is a funny thing about George. He assumes since he's a loser with no worth to society that his trolls must be worse off than him. From what I've seen in the Discord, the trolls are doing well for themselves, certainly better than George. It's also extra funny since at this time, George was door dashing, making almost no money, behind on every bill, and about to be evicted for not paying his mortgage. He might as well have been unemployed. So then we have an about to be homeless door dasher talking shit on other people's professions. Unbelievable.
The majority of these fuckers are unemployed. I bet you Will Markman is unemployed.
One comment says the Goon knows about his sock accounts and they will block George Jared accounts to stop him.
Okay, well, we don't know about everyone.
How many do you have?
I got 20.
You have 20 different sock accounts on Facebook?
Goddamn right.
20 different accounts.
That's right.
This engulfs you. George, you're worse than them if you have 20 accounts.
Because I want to know what they're doing. I want to know what they're doing, and if they're doing something wrong, I want to knock it down. I want to take a fucking baseball bat, like take a baseball bat to a fucking drone and knock it down.
Have you ever had someone in your life you don't care about, or care what they think about you? Okay, here's a follow-up. Did you then make 20 Facebook sock accounts to spy on that person or group in case they were saying mean things about you so you could report them? It's so very obvious George doesn't care what we think, and this is completely normal behavior for an adult male. Keep in mind too, George used one of those accounts to spy on Jamie since she blocked his main Facebook account.
Have you seen any drones outside? Let's see, when you go home tonight, I'm serious. These things are really small. They're about the size of a quarter and as thick as 3. And they have a little tiny pin dot in the top of them. That's all they look like.
It's highly illegal for any drone to be going around a residential home. Highly fucking illegal.
Says who?
And if it is, then I would believe that the police would know about it. The police would, or the federal, they use it in it's actually, they use it around different areas.
Did this plumber get in your house and take this naked picture of you that I was looking at earlier? You were laying on a couch completely ass naked.
Send it to me, please.
I can't. I told you, it's gone from me now. They're saying that he's in the house taking pictures of you.
Who is he? Steve Burton? Is that who it is?
Let me see. Who is the name? This gay plumber.
Is it Steve Burton? That's what I want to know. Because I'll go to Henrico right now and put a damn restraining order on the bastard.
No one seems to know.
Steve Burton was an alias Henry used when he first came on the scene and was fucking with George. We made George think that, quote, Steve was a plumber and somehow had gotten in George's house when George was there and took pictures of the inside of it. The real person who took these pictures is still unknown to us. They were posted on George Sr.'s Find a Grave page randomly, and nothing since. We think it might have been Josh Loyal, George's roommate, as revenge for what George did taking his dog.
Were you in dialogue with these people right now?
No, I'm just looking at comments and things on the YouTube.
Okay, so
it just refers to him as a plumber.
Hold on. Pump the brakes a second. That picture now is gone.
The whole page is gone from me. It had a picture of you. It had your picture of your dog up there in the back. And the profile pictures were quite exacerbating.
Oh, I can assure you it's been photoshopped.
I mean, I didn't see your penis. I don't know what it looks like.
I can assure you the picture was photoshopped.
I think they're in your computers. I really do.
They're not in my computer, and I don't have internet access at the house, so they can't be in my computer.
Yeah, George didn't have internet access at the bank's house because he couldn't pay the bill anymore and they shut it off.
Time that you take your computer somewhere and log into Wi-Fi, that spyware clicks right on and runs for anything that it wants.
I have McCaffrey's antivirus is the best antivirus you can get.
Here's an easy way to tell if someone is technologically illiterate. They can't pronounce McAfee antivirus correctly, and second, they say that bloated spyware suite is good antivirus software.
Yared v. Gibson. It's not a virus, George. It's a computer program that's downloaded and hides in your.
How would that even get into my computer?
Just by opening.
They don't even have to know the access to my computer.
By opening an email.
Well, what if I did that in a different location and not on my computer?
What if Marty has got someone in the CIA from his contacts with the Clintons and they're doing it?
I doubt that seriously. He's not that influential. He's not that influential.
I mean, he's got thank you letters from Bill.
He's not that influential, and besides, I seriously doubt that. I seriously doubt that.
It's Bill Clinton's signature.
Look, whatever the case might be, whatever it doesn't matter what he think. I mean, I'm not. Look, I don't give a damn.
Have you seen that? Do you have the pictures of Marty McBitch with the Clintons? Do you have that?
I think Piss 4400 sent me a picture.
Are you and Piss still friends?
No.
I heard.
Wait, what's this shit about me paying $500 to a PI? I didn't pay shit to anybody.
That's just what I'm reading up here.
I paid, no, because that was said by you that I paid, your clone.
Couple things here. I know I still haven't talked about Piss 4400 yet. I will when I do the tirade compilation where George goes off about him. To be honest, I don't like Piss 4400. I thought he was a lame sideshow that wasn't needed, so that's why I haven't elaborated on him yet. However, George denied that he paid a PI to go to Piss's house and take a picture of him, and he just denied it up and down for so long. Then Angela came out and admitted that George paid half of the $500 and Angela paid the other half to the PI to take the picture. Then George admitted to it in his book. Example number 10 billion of George lying. The clone thing was when George confronted Saunders about the live stream, and Saunders told George that it was his voice clone interviewing Marty, and somehow George rolled with that.
But it was said by you, really, that I paid $500 and you had no idea who I paid. Why? I didn't pay $500. Why would I do that? Doesn't make any sense.
Are you going to take Piss 44 to 100? What if Piss sues you?
First of all, Piss is not... Again, I have to ask you, are you high?
No, George.
You sound high right now.
I haven't smoked weed in over a year.
Okay. Are you doing something else?
No, George. What a big loser do you have to be to pay $500 for a picture of another loser? Who was Bill Bullum? What is a real name or just another sock account George thought was real?
Bill Bellum is one of the many names George claimed to be Captain Corpulence, aka Peter Wynn, or Nugent if you're culturally illiterate like George.
What are you doing right now?
I'm reading these comments to you. Your home isn't complete without sanitary unit, recommended by the State Department of Public Health.
Okay, well...
Who's going to send George a bucket and roll of toilet paper?
Big pitch, and I'll do the rendition. Come knock on my door.
Who is Timmy K?
What's that?
Who is Timmy K and Teddy Thorsman?
I don't really know who that is. I know Timothy K. Reddy, you mean?
It's Timmy K.
No, Timothy K. Reddy. That's a troll.
Speaking of Captain Corpulence aliases, George thought the captain was a goon named Timothy K. Reddy for years on years. Timothy was a real person and an old school OG goon, but he isn't Captain Corpulence. And the Teddy Forsman goon, I'm not sure who they were, but I always thought the comments that they were made were great, and he also predicted that George spent all his money and was indebted to hookers. George was reminded once again that he needed to respect the fuck out of Teddy Forsman.
And Teddy Foreman says to tell you that he was right.
Right about what?
By the way, I was right all along. About a year and a half ago, I even said that George owes hookers about $1,000 and he tried to deny it. Could you tell George he needs to respect the fuck out of Teddy Forsman and stop lying? I knew all along.
Look, I don't want to hear this, man. I don't want to hear this gibberish. Okay, you can read. I know I lurk on what they do. I see what they do, but I don't want to hear the medieval the gibberish there they do. Right now, what I want is resolve. I want to figure out a way to get that whole page knocked out.
We need to set up another meeting with Marty.
No, we don't. That's the last thing we need to do.
But that way you can have a fair discussion.
I don't need to have a fair discussion. He's not my judge or my jury. So I don't need to have a fair discussion. It's like talking to it's like the Jewish people talking to the Nazis.
Well, they had to do that too. I hate Jews.
I don't have to do that. I don't have to talk to the Nazis. I'm not talking to him. I'd rather not.
Marty's the one who pulls all the strings.
Well, his string might be pulled in the wrong way, and because I've got somebody. I'm told you. Somebody is looking at him.
The person George is referring to is his former friend and PI, Sarah Cash Money Capelli, friend of Mongols and biker gangs everywhere.
George's hatred of flushing toilets makes perfect sense now. I bet even Piss 4400 doesn't shit in a bucket. There's one that's...
Because you said that, I don't want to regurgitate this because you told him that.
George,
you told me that's not you.
I continuously tell you that's not me.
But you told him that. You told him that shit.
There's a picture of it says George Dreamhouse, popular television personality with a mansion and six-figure income. Gay's reality world, food delivery boy who lives in the bank's house and shits in a bucket.
I've heard about enough of this shit.
Who in the fuck lives in a house without plumbing?
I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear this shit.
They have a proposition. Can you imagine a regular show with Marty, Will, Mike, Kevin, and Sean? The Big Gay Roundtable. There's a picture of a dog shitting on grass. It says, "Keep off the grass. I don't use your yard as a restroom. Please don't use mine."
What's the purpose of this?
I'm just telling you what's here so you know.
I don't want to hear it. I'm not amused.
I suggest we use some of the patron money to buy this for Gay. No king of his castle should be forced to defecate in a bucket.
Look, I like to have proof. Okay, well, yeah, you did send me that, didn't you? Right?
I sent you an email earlier.
You sent me an email in relations to that shit, what they're doing.
I tried to, George, and when I went back to it, it was gone.
For the longest time, we had George convinced there was a Goon Patreon account where things were posted that George couldn't see. Need a quick ruse to drive the narrative, but don't have the actual content? Sorry, George, that's on the Patreon, and you need to pay to view it. Obviously, there was no Patreon, but that George was dead set on finding it for years.
I'm not talking about the picture. I'm talking about the Patreon, or that Patreon, or what their money that they're doing.
You have a picture of the bank card you have a picture of the bank account.
I'm gonna show that to the judge. I'm gonna show the judge the history of what they're doing. Whether he cares or doesn't care, because at this point I'm about ready to ask him to let's take it upstairs.
Well, George, you can't concede to him. George, he won't care. He's appointed for life.
I'm ready to take him out. I'm ready to take it upstairs.
When can we set up another meeting with Marty?
I'm not doing that.
But you can. You
I'm not doing that. That's the problem we're having. That's where we had what happened last time, and you knew what happened. As I said to him. Is it Jerry Maguire? Show me the money.
Well, I heard the phone call with you and him today, and he didn't curse at you once.
Okay.
There's a picture of you.
When he said about that, I said, "The Jerry Maguire, show me money." How come I can't see that?
There's a picture of you holding your hands up in the from your documentary, and it says, "My asshole is this wide." There's a picture of you pointing to the door with a horrible look on your face, and the caption says, "That door belongs to the bank." In capital letters.
All right, Michael, look, you're going to talk to yourself now. I'm going to hang up. Okay. I'm not
They got a picture of a guy walking out of the Bank of New York Mellon.
I'm not entertained by this, and I don't want to hear any more about it. You can laugh all you want, okay? I'm not entertained.
When are you going to unblock my number so that you can actually talk to me?
I'm talking to you right now.
This is my son's telephone. Do you really want Mikey calling you?
No, I don't.
There's a picture of you at a hotel room with a bottle and a hat on, like a Jew, and the caption says, "For my next trick, I'm going to stick this bottle all the way up my ass."
What's the purpose of this?
I'm just telling you what's here.
Okay, well, what am I supposed to do? I got to show the judge all of that, right?
Yes, the judge needs to see this.
It's so funny listening to these older calls where George is threatening to run the Judge Gibney and tattle on the goons for making fun of him. George is a helpless baby and can't do anything for himself, so he needs an authority figure to solve it for him. Very ironic how George Gibney was his savior authority figure, but after the case was done, he's a crooked judge who was paid off.
Because if you want to sue Marty, this is your ammunition.
Okay.
Georgie Porty, pudding and pie, kissed a girl and made them cry. When the boys came out to play, Georgie Porgy ran away.
Okay, where is all of this? Because I'm not seeing it.
It's on one of these things here. I'm afraid if I click off of it, it'll block me.
Well, so is it a virus attached to it?
I don't know. The minute that I liked one page, it blocked me.
Son of a bitch, man. That motherfucker.
There's a guy named George Alexander Pauper.
Yeah, I've already flagged the fuck out of that.
What is this about Kevin signing some petition about you?
That was a fake account. That was a Kevin Kravitz fake account.
Are you sure?
I'm very sure.
It looks real to me.
It looked real to me too. That's why we had an issue. I had an issue for a minute with him, but then I found a fake account that wrote just like what he wrote, and then I knocked it down.
In 2018, someone made a Change.org petition with the title "Make Vince and Kevin the hosts of the Gorgeous George Show." One could post on change.org with Facebook accounts, so I made a fake Kevin account and posted on there pretending to be him. It's very easy to imitate a Kevin post. Throw in some mild self-deprecation humor, a cultural reference that hasn't been relevant in 40 years, and an LOL XOXO Kevin. But in this post, I also accepted and said that it was time Kevin took over the show because George wasn't funny. I will say, I did a damn good job, and unless you knew it was me, you would have thought it was Kevin. It sure fooled George, though. He thought it was Kevin, and the two of them got into a fight about it because George didn't believe Kevin when Kevin said it wasn't him, which shows how much George thinks of his, quote, friends. George eventually figured out that it was a fake account, but he got taken for a ride by the goons like usual in hilarious fashion. No one controls him, Lo.
Oh, let's see here. They got a They took a picture of your backyard and photoshopped the outhouse in it. The problem is, George, you're not rebutting any of this, so they think it's all real.
How are they getting these goddamn pictures?
I don't know. There's a picture of your backyard in the door, and it looks kind of busted in a little bit.
How are they getting these goddamn pictures?
I'm assuming.
Are they getting pictures inside the house?
They say they pay a drone. The picture of you is sitting on the couch.
Okay, well then that's Josh doing that shit.
Well, let's see here. There's like some yellow drape or something hanging behind it.
That's my drape. That's my drape. So that's either Josh or that plumber. And I've been not doing anything. I should have put a damn restraining order on that goddamn plumber. I should have done something to that plumber, but I didn't have full proof that it was him. See, I don't like to do things unless I have proof. If that plumber did walk in there that Sunday afternoon, then that plumber.
Well, they said something about Josh helping him. Josh is helping them. He takes money off of them. They're paying him, I think. They're paying him.
Then what I need to do is, if that's, then now there's no way that he's doing that.
California detective and investigator price list. They got a link up there.
Well, I don't know what Loyal's doing. I don't know what he's doing. I don't think he would do that.
Contrasting lifestyles. Tomorrow I'm going on a date and will shit in a working toilet. George will be giving the money to prostitutes in prison and shitting in a bucket.
Where is this? Where is this at? This is on the Facebook channel, right?
It's somewhere. It's on one of these things. It's on YouTube, but it's almost like Facebook, kinda.
Is it Facebook or is it YouTube? Or is it Marty McFly's regurgitated shit?
It looks very new. I mean, the postings are recent as 2 hours ago.
Well, you know what? If a bear shits in the woods and you can't see it, then did the bear really shit?
I'm not making this shit up, George.
Well, I can't see it. It's not. I'm been beyond, so I can't see it. And then if
they have some sort of a forum.
Okay. Well, where is it? A forum on YouTube or Facebook, or it just all by itself?
They control and post privately about you, and you can't see it.
You can see it, right?
For the time being.
Well, can you see who the individual was, or who was the person that took the picture of me sleeping, supposedly?
I think it's this Josh guy. Or some gay plumber.
No, don't be funny, man.
That's what it says, gay plumber. And they got a picture of you, and underneath of it's a cow chewing cud. And the cow's mouth moves.
Yeah, it's Photoshop. But so Josh was
There's
the one.
thousands of posts about you. It's as extensive as the Encyclopedia Dramatica page.
Okay.
It has over 400 members.
I doubt that, seriously.
It says members 404.
Okay. Well, and I'm not able to see it, so they've got me blocked where I can't see the shit then.
It is something awful.
Is it on somethingawful.com? Because I, you know.
Yes, that's why I couldn't recognize it. Something awful. Okay, that's what it is.
It's somethingawful.com when they vowed that they would not do any more shit about me.
I don't know where George got this idea from. Something Awful never said they wouldn't make threads about George. It's just George Talking moved to YouTube and other sites that did require a $10 fee to post like Something Awful's forums.
That's where this thing is, somethingawful.com.
This is where it's coming from.
Yes.
And how recent is this?
So the last posting was 2 hours.
So there's an ongoing thread right now going on.
Yes. There's a Wiki Farms, Kiwi Farms.
Yeah, that's Sean Brennan behind that shit.
There's Something Awful. There's Kiwi Farms.
Something Awful was back in 2004, 2003, 2004. Something Awful was doing what they were doing. Something Awful hasn't done anything in about 14 years. So now you're telling me after 14 years they're back on it.
It's all about locals, and you're on the top of the list.
Locals to what? Locals in where? Locals where? In Virginia?
Looks like Virginia, yeah. Cows.
Okay. Well, maybe then those bastards might need to be sued.
We need to sue them too.
Well, they probably need to be sued, but see, the thing about it is, you just keep telling me, oh, but it's 2:30, they can't be sued. 2:30 can't be
Not
sued.
internet service providers.
Yeah,
What is Fortune George spelled at 4CHAN?
That's 4chan. They're a bunch of they call troll. They're 4chan trolls. They're like, I don't want to. This is getting me sick, man. This is getting me fucking sick talking about this shit. Talking about this shit all day today. It's getting me fucking sick.
I mean, you're famous, George. Oh no, your cell number's up here on this Fortune George shit.
Which one? This one?
Yeah. You said you were getting funny calls today.
Son of a bitch.
There's a picture of a lady in prison reading a book. When does Gay's future wife get out of prison?
Yeah, well, that has nothing to do with me. That's a black lady. It has nothing to do with me. That's not even associated with. That's some kind of random picture. I saw that.
I mean, this is rough here.
And you see why I'm suing these people.
There's a picture of Mr. Bucket, the toy game. They had a blast about your bucket.
I have the foggiest idea what you're trying to get at right now.
I'm telling you what's here because you said you couldn't find it.
Well, I didn't see it when I was looking.
There's a picture. There's another picture of you and me in bed.
Nah, I saw that. That's old.
They got a big bucket of lard.
Okay, man. Look, I don't. Just the bottom line is, if the judge doesn't do anything, I don't know what to do.
Do you know what Fortune Raid is?
It's 4chan. Not 4chan. 4chan. That's what it's called.
The more advertisements are placed up there on Craigslist looking for gay sex too.
Who's doing this? Who's doing that?
I don't know. Let me go to the Men for Men section, see what I can find.
The posting of Men for Men ads on Craigslist have been done for a while. I know Sean did some back in the day, and around the time this call was taking place, Marty was posting them in the Richmond area with George's phone number associated with it. George was so happy and gloated in the video about the casual hookup part of Craigslist getting banned. It was like some huge win for him. Don't worry, George. We just had Saunders move on the grinder and it all started up again.
Flag that damn shit every goddamn time.
You can't flag Men for Men.
Oh yes, you can.
Well, that's how I met Danny.
Well, that's what that is. That's cyber stalking. That's defamation of character right there. Defamation of character and cyber stalking. So that's what they've done before. They did that shit before. So what are they doing? They're putting live, people to come to my house and that shit.
It's a bunch of advertisements asking for men to come and fuck you in the yard and in the minivan.
Okay. Where is this at? Craigslist?
Yeah, it's right on Craigslist.com.
How recent?
It said posted 2 hours ago.
Okay, well, I'm going to get Henrico Police involved.
It says, will you jack them off on the steps? Or that you're willing to jack them off on the steps?
It's right now on Craigslist from men to men. It has my house, it has my name, or what's it got?
It's got a picture of your house and your telephone.
I should have mentioned, in this particular case, there was nothing posted on Craigslist. We just wanted George to go there and look while he was being recorded, and it worked.
Okay, well, I'm going to, then I'm going to do a link to that.
The minivan's not in the front yard. Let me read this one. I want transgender. My name is George Jarrett. I live in Henrico County, Virginia. I'm looking for a big black dick to come top me. I love to have sex outside in my minivan. Transgenders are welcome too. I really am a bottom, but I act like a top. Please call now.
All right. While I got you on the phone right now, I'm going to go on Craigslist right now. So I'm going to check this shit out. Hold on a second. Craigslist. I'm going to go on here right now and check this shit. I want to see what the fuck is going on. It's on there right now, right?
I mean, it is on my screen.
Personal.
I also like to pretend I'm famous and don't know about these ads.
Is it casual encounters or men for men?
I think it's casual encounters.
Casual encounters. Men for men, right?
Yeah, I can see it clear as fucking day.
All right, hold on. I'm going to look for it.
If you've been around for a while, you've probably heard this part of the call. When Saunders recorded it, it was too good not to release, but we didn't want to blow his cover. So we edited the call a little bit to make it George talking only, and claimed to have hacked George's phone and uploaded it as George was looking for gays on Craigslist. George adamantly denied it was him, saying it was a quote, voice enhancer, and other crap. He knew he had done it, but he didn't want to admit it. I wonder what he has to say now that those lies are exposed and the full thing is out here. Probably more Yardy and copium that he's always huffing like Duster.
Full body massage, looking to get sucked off, smell feet, bottom for top, blow me hot, M2M, stocky bottom for adventures, regular dick, glory hole setup, mass fit. This is disgusting.
Glory hole.
The bottom here, looking for some fun. Let me check that out.
I think that was it. Bottom here looking for fun.
That's not it.
I can see it. I don't know why you can't.
That's disgusting. But that's not it.
What's that one say?
What's that?
Holy shit, I just refreshed the page and it's gone. George, is your telephone actually secure?
I don't know what you're, I'm looking, I'm trying to find it right now.
Are they listening in on your calls?
I doubt that, seriously.
Have you taken the phone back off your phone and see whether or not there's anything put where the battery goes?
There's nothing on my phone. Hold on. I'm looking right now. I don't see a damn thing. Any black guys looking for fun tonight? It's Midlothian. Dad next door. Need young white top to spoil. No. Let's do it.
What if that Josh guy put something in your phone? I told you he was bad news.
Josh has been in jail for 4 months.
How long has this been going on, though?
This is not even.
Josh,
I don't see a damn thing on here.
Josh tried to fuck Kristen, didn't he?
That didn't happen.
But you have.
No, I haven't.
George, the only reason you'd be so sweet on her right now is she gave you some snatch.
No, that's not. You obviously don't know me. No, that has not a damn thing to do with it. I took a liking to her. No, it's nothing sexual. I took a liking to her. I know her uncle. Her uncle used to work with me a long time ago, and her uncle used to be on the show. Little did I know that.
George always acts like he's not attracted to Kristen, but if Kristen's ratchet self came on to George, he would 100% fuck her. Her trashy ass is right up his alley. She's just his type. Fun note about Kristen's uncle George is talking about. Kristen's uncle also ran the strip club she worked at, which is really weird. and Kristen and some of her fellow whores sued her uncle over wage theft that was later thrown out of court. Kristen was actually interviewed in a news article, and I remember reading it, and she was talking about how she was going to get a ton of money from the suit and stuff. Ratchet is as ratchet does.
On your show?
That's right. Back in the 90s, Jimbo.
Keeping it in the family.
Look, I mean, that's fucking inappropriate.
I'm just saying.
It's inappropriate. I don't want to hear that.
Well, shit. All right, well, let me go downstairs and play daddy.
I don't see any of this on here, so
I told you I refreshed my page and the heading was gone.
Oh, okay, well, you know what? It's like if a bear shits in the woods, did the bear really shit?
Somehow they're putting these things up here and you can't see them. It's like they're blocking your IP address somehow.
Well, I've got different. Well, I don't know. I got 3 phones, so I think I would be able to see it.
Stealing intellectual property that doesn't belong to him, as opposed to stealing something that does belong to you. Just more butchering of the English language from everyone's least favorite fat ass.
Yeah. Well, see, again, this is cyberstalking.
In my opinion, George's mom was a cheap whore, his dad an evil twat, and his dog a filthy Mongol. Joe is a reapy-looking deadbeat, and Chrissy, funny enough, is exactly like his mom. Kevin is cool. I like Kevin.
And who said this?
This was Hamish McIntosh.
Yeah, I've already flagged most of this shit that comes out of his mouth. That's another troll. That's
Apparently, you put Dewey Manlove in Facebook jail for 30 days, and there's a picture of a blow-up doll with Sue's face on the top.
Yeah, I've already flagged that, and they're not doing anything about that. I'm about to flag it again. I've already flagged it 10 times.
They commented on your video that you look like you're trying to summon Satan.
Okay. Well, maybe I can summons their fate. How about that?
Let's see here.
I can summons their fate. Maybe I have like voodoo dolls of them, and I can put needles in them and make them jump. How about that?
Your cussing me out video has had 42 views so far.
Actually, it's had 57.
Excuse me, 79.
Okay. Well, good.
79.
I'm glad you're happy.
Well, I knew that we'd get some publicity out of this.
That's all you want. That's all you think about, right? You just want. You don't care what it is, good, bad, or indifferent.
I do like publicity.
Yeah. Well, I wouldn't have done anything unless it was just all this shit that was being regurgitated again and having another regurgitated episode between you and him.
All right, well, let me hop off here. I got to run downstairs and be with the family.
Yeah, that's fine.
All right, I'll give you a call on Monday morning.
I don't know. Yeah, just yeah. All right, that's fine.
All right, brother.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
Yeah, bye.
The fat pig fell for it again.
And the fat pig will continue to fall for it till he's dead in a pauper's grave. That being said, thanks for tuning in to another episode. Hope you liked it. This one was chucked with lore and I really enjoyed making it. There were some golden times back then, I'll tell you what. I'm hoping to tackle the 2017-2018 tirade soon. The video is almost 2 hours long, so that'll be a big project. As always, I'm open to suggestions. Feel free to leave them in the comments. I read everything you guys post. Alright all, I'd like to thank you again for listening and have a great weekend.